Why, hello everyone. We're here for I was trying to figure out why the thing wasn't working. It should have given a nice alert when Lance gave those bits, but it didn't. I don't know why. That's okay though. Welcome everyone. Oh geez, I didn't mute that. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to another fantastic episode of Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime. Except it's just Jeremy tonight. We
Jeremy
have
and Jim.
Yeah, Jeremy and Jeremy's DnDTime. I'm a little woo all over the place right now, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. We have some exciting, an exciting cast of players today, and this is why it's not working. I didn't have the thing here, and I'm gonna put that where it's supposed to go. And all right, now the alerts should actually work. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, enough of the distractions. We're going to jump right into game one. We have a great cast of players, including 2 new players and 2 returning heroes here. So without further ado, let's introduce our players. We're going to start with you, Mr. Zarlog Ironword. Ironword or Ironwood? Did I typo that?
It's Ironword.
It is Ironword. I was correct. What makes your word such, what makes it iron? Is it just the strength at which you speak, or?
Well, in reality, it is simply my father's name that I proudly bear against my mother's wishes.
Oh, is there some family tension there?
Oh, very much so. I was born through a very drunken night of passion from a very charismatic bard father.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what? Passion is a good thing, at least.
It's what drives me through life and adventure, and of course, love.
Oh, I was going to say, so what? As I'm sure you're aware, you have somehow managed. Maybe it was through a drunken night of passion yourself, but you have somehow joined up in Bartholomew's Adventurers, which is an adventuring company run by a powerful wizard named Bartholomew. What brings you here? Is it personal valor, glory? Or just to see the sights, learn a little bit about the world?
A bit of all of the above. You see, I love passion, and what I love even more than passion is the love of people. And what better way to find people than adventure?
That's a great point. Well, welcome, Zarlog. It's great to have you. I'm sure you're going to have an excellent adventure tonight here, visiting some dwarves up in the north, but we'll talk about that later. Next, we have Vache, the Black Dragonborn fighter. Welcome, my friend. I think you may be the first Black Dragonborn that we have here in Land of DnDTime, or at least as a player.
Oh, well, thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah, what brings you to Bartholomew's company?
I love to travel. I love to see new things and experience new things and just enjoy the wonders this world has to offer.
Oh, I mean, there are plenty of wonders. I don't know, have you been in the Land of DnDTime for a long time, or did you find your way here through some sort of portal or mishap? Because it's a pretty crazy place here.
I think I ended up here on a mishap, but I wouldn't call it a mishap. So
it was like an intentional accident, right? Just seeing new things.
Yeah, just a happy little accident.
Excellent. Well, you know what? I'm sure you will have plenty of exciting new things to see throughout your adventures here with Bartholomew's company. Yeah, I see that there's an annoying new thing that Twitch added on the stream. Give me one moment to get rid of that, because I don't like it. While I do that, I'd like to introduce our third player tonight, Jade Twilight, the Tabaxi rogue. Welcome, Jade. You've been here before.
I'm still waiting to get paid.
Oh, I mean, you were paid before, right? Like
Money, real money, real coin. I became
you don't count Bartholomew bucks?
What am I gonna do with those? I can't make a living or eat off of Bartholomew bucks. They're not even shiny.
No, you're right. They aren't really shiny. you'd think, Bartholomew has those big sacks that he enchants to jingle, despite the fact that they're full of paper. But you'd think he'd make the paper a little shiny, right? But I guess apparently not. Well, you know what? I'm sure, Jade, there'll be plenty of exciting things for you to pillage. You're going to one of the conventionally richest places in all of the land of DnDTime, the dwarven city of Ag. So there should be some exciting things for you to find, and definitely not steal, because I know you are an honest rogue.
Really? Did you say shine as an ag as an? Ooh, I've heard that.
Yeah. It should be a time. Well, welcome back, Jade. And last but certainly not least, we have our good old Triton monk, Beardfish. Well, you stuck with the name Beardfish, correct?
That is a name that I have.
It's a name. Do you have many names?
Some people have more than one name. This guy's got 2 names.
I see. Yeah, no, Zarlog Ironword. That is, in fact, 2 names. As is Jade and Twilight. Vache only has 1 name.
My father had 3 names.
What?
3 names.
I didn't know people could have more than 1.
Yeah, you can keep collecting names, Beardfish.
I like that. I'm going to collect names.
Now that you have discovered the secret of names, what is the next discovery of these land dwellers that you're searching for? As everyone is, I'm sure, aware, you are a Triton, a sea-dwelling kind of merfolk-like creature. But you've come up above the land to, I just guess, wander, right?
Yeah, I left my lake and then got lost and couldn't find it back. That's why I'm here.
Getting lost, exploration, it's all the same.
Yeah. The next thing I want to learn is to remember how to breathe air when I am asleep, because waking up drowning in air is not fun.
Oh, geez. I feel like that should have been the first thing, but you know what? Beardfish, it's all about those priorities. And tonight, your priority, your mission, your goal, your quest, as some of Bartholomew's newest adventures, you have been given the honor of visiting the dwarven capital city of Ag. It is an incredibly powerful and wealthy city up in the land, the north of DnDTime, high up in the mountain, in the Silvered Peak. And apparently, they are in chaos right now, as something has been disrupting the city. They sent out a distress message to Bartholomew, offering him absurd amounts of silver in exchange for some help. Bartholomew normally doesn't deal in silver, but for that much, he made an exception. And you've all found yourselves heading up. You've been traveling for the better part of the day, probably. You've been climbing up this big mountain. It's kind of tedious. It's getting a little cold at this point. A little bit of frost or snow upon this mountain kind of path. It's a very even path, though, as it kind of curves around the mountain up toward the top where the entrance to the city is. And you are just cresting this top area where before you see a massive statue of a dwarf, standing almost 40 feet tall, large halberd in hand. There are actually 2 statues. You couldn't see the first one at first, but as you keep walking up, you see the second one. They're both flanking a massive, maybe 60-foot high set of stone double doors. Except right now, there's no one around. There are no dwarves to be seen. As you just kind of come up and you look, you see the statues in the door, and that's all. What do you all do?
I was in a city like this once. It's where I found my beard.
Zarlog, being the charismatic man that he is, would shout for anyone near.
Awesome. So yeah, Zarlog, you shout out, calling, is anyone here? A few moments pass. Your voice just kind of echoes in the open, thin air of the mountainside. And maybe there's like a small avalanche somewhere from the snow. But there are no answers unless one of your party members yells out, "I'm here." But no one else answers outside your party.
I would take note of the acoustics for a show later.
Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, definitely avalanche potential if you're too loud. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you look around a little more. Not really certain what's to go on. You were expecting to maybe meet someone by the gates. And yet as you walk along, you see that these two large statues that flank the gates are actually like watchtowers that are carved to look like dwarves. The mouths hang open a little bit, and you can see where those would be watch posts up there. Dwarves stand and look down, yet there are no dwarves still. You see in these big, massive stone double doors, there's a slight crack, not down the middle, but like kind of offset on the leftmost door. But besides that, you don't really see anything of particular interest here right now. But yeah, it looks like it's like cracked or maybe broken. Did anyone go over to check that out, or?
I'm going.
Oh, okay. So Jade, you're kind of making your way over.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, you go over to the door and you you feel around at the crack, and you can find out it's actually a very cleverly hidden like secret door that's built into the big massive door. This secret door is only about like 5 or 6 feet tall. It's like dwarf size. It seems like it's a door within the big set of double that you think maybe they've used more.
Bingo. Is it locked?
No, it's open a crack actually. That's why you kind of found it. It's otherwise seamless.
Guys, I think I found something.
Zork bursts into song. Secret door, secret door.
What? We don't know what's happening around here. We might want to be a little stealthy.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, sure. And then Beardfish just like loudly tromps over.
Just, okay, stealthy. Wum, bum, 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 bum. Yep, okay. Yeah, you walk right over. I mean, do you guys, if you can just probably walk right through the doors if you want.
Zork will just march right on in. I mean, Zarlog.
Yeah, okay, so you go over, you open up the door within the big doors, and you enter into what probably is usually an impressive sight. You see the entire top part of this mountain, the entire peak is mined out into this massive cavern. A large white crystal hangs from where the tip of the mountain would be, and light glimmers throughout the city. In the center of the city, you see a very large necropolis-like building, tiered levels with a large dwarf statue standing on top of it, its arms held out to the side, holding 2 large runic letters, which, if any of you speak Dwarven, you would recognize letters being A and G for Ag, the name of the city. Everything, all that entire necropolis and the big dwarf statue is plated in silver. And you see before you tons and tons of buildings, like houses where people would stand. Carts, wagons, stalls. Yet you see almost no one outside. In fact, you don't see anyone. It seems empty. Like it's a ghost town in front of you.
This place reminds me of my lake. Very quiet.
Jade is fixated on the massive. Jade is fixated on the massive, giant, shiny stone, shiny, pretty stone.
Oh, it's that. I mean, that thing is hundreds of feet in the air.
Like she cares.
You're just looking at it like, is there a way I can get that big light crystal down? But yeah, to the rest of you, the city itself is extremely bright. It's almost blinding with the amount of silver and light. And yet no one seems to be around. What's your first kind of move as a group? Where do you go? What do you do?
Zarlog would like to find any tavern, a place that would be commonly, a place for people to accumulate and everything.
Okay. So Zarlog starts marching down the road.
Question.
Sure. Oh, from
I
me?
remember hearing something. I remember hearing something from another traveler. She was saying something about how it was a really bad time because apparently these stores lost all their alcohol. Do I smell any alcohol in the air?
Oh yeah. You kind of like take a few sniffs. Yeah, you can definitely smell some alcohol. You're in a dwarf city. The whole place, now that you realize it, kind of smells a little bit like ale. And Zarlog, you follow that smell. I assume the rest of the group following, unless they say otherwise.
Zarlog would most definitely follow that smell.
You follow it, not too far down, maybe just like a block. You walk past a few stalls with like rotting fruit on them that used to be like, people used to be there selling fruit and stuff, but they're gone. And you come to a very stereotypical looking kind of tavern. It's like 2 stories tall. It's mostly made out of stone, as most things are here, but it kind of has those push through flappy doors. I don't know what they're actually called. A couple steps up, it's called the Mortar and Pestle, which is a bad name for a tavern, but you mean you waltz right on up, you walk in, look around, there seems to be an empty tavern. Behind the counter, there's a very fine assortment of liquors and things. But
Zarlog sheds a single tear at the sight of an empty tavern.
There's water on your face.
Jade also frowns at this because she knows there's no one she could steal from.
No one to play or hear me.
Well, Jade, actually, with your kind of your money senses, you can see a couple of those like bottles that are behind the counter, probably worth a pretty penny.
Oh.
Some fine-looking decor.
But it's no fun stealing when there's no one around. Now.
Does Jade say that out loud?
Yes.
Zarlog would happily take the opportunity and would walk behind the bar, hoping to pour himself an ale.
Yeah, you walk behind the bar
and grab one of those bottles.
You're immediately, Zarlog, you turn around like the corner of this bar and you look, and hunched in like the corner, wielding one of the bottles is like it looks like a dwarf, but he's wearing a burlap sack on his head with it's like a flour sack, and it's got some eye holes cut out of it, and he's wielding a bottle at you. Stay back! Don't go steal my ale. He wields it aggressively in your direction, but he's hunched in the corner, kind of in the fetal position almost.
Whoa there, friend. I mean you no harm.
Get away. What are you here to take from me now? Everything that matters has already been taken.
We're not here to take anything. If anything, we're here to help.
Who are you? Who's we? He kind of like gets up weakly and peers over the counter.
Santa.
Oh God!
I thought you sent us.
He hunches back down over, frightened. There are more of you.
Wow. I said Bartholomew sent us.
Bartholomew? The wizard.
Yeah, that guy with the hat and the magic. That's the one.
Okay. I'm sorry, this might be a little traumatizing for some of you to see. And he kind of stands up from behind the counter and looks over to you. Something terrible has been happening here. Everyone's terrified. People won't leave their houses anymore. And he goes to take off the burlap, the little flour sack, and as he does, you see his face squeaky clean shaven, no beard at all. He looks like a baby. He looks like a very fat baby dwarf. Although
Oh God!
he does not sound like it. My shame! Don't look at me!
Zarlog turns and throws up.
Beardfish kind of strokes their fake beard, and they're just like, something's not right with this short guy.
It's been happening. People have been waking up without their beards.
Oh no!
What could cause such a tragedy?
I don't know.
How could you not notice?
I don't know. I fell asleep.
Zarlog would
Beardfish pops out their chest, puts their hands on their hips, and is like, I am here to help. And they just like pull off their fake beard, strut over, and just like kind of like smosh it onto the dwarf's face, and just here,
Oh my
I
goodness.
fix it. You need this
He
more
holds it
than
to
I
his
do.
face. Oh my goodness, you're a hero.
I only have one though, so I hope everybody else can find different beards.
Oh no. Well, actually, if you could run to the stall across the street, they sell natural beard enhancement medicine. If you could get that, then I could use it, and my beard would grow back, and I wouldn't need your fake.
Then
He
I
says,
can.
holding the fake beard up to his face.
Question for you, sir. If that's just a widely available thing, why isn't everyone buying it?
Everyone's afraid to go outside.
Due to their shame.
Their shame, exactly.
I
But
see.
but
The bare
if-
face is horrible.
I know, it's tragic.
But wait, but if none of you have beards, then you're all the same. So okay.
He just kind of like looks at you and like he just looks at everything and cocks his head a little bit, like he's processing what you said. Just, no, the shame. We couldn't go outside.
Just because everyone's a monstrosity doesn't mean it's not still a monstrosity.
Exactly. Wait, are you an orc?
I am a half-orc.
Oh God. Talk about monstrosities.
Well, for one thing, sir, and Zarlog would pull the beard away from him,
No!
you have nothing but monstrosity.
No!
Oh, that's just
Give
me.
it back! Please. It says the dragon monster. Please give me it back. He's like
At
on the
this
ground,
point,
groveling at
Jade is
your
literally.
leg.
At this point, Jade is literally walking behind the bar, grabbing those two expensive bottles, and one not so expensive,
Sure.
pocketing them, getting a glass, pouring her a glass, and basically walking away from this ludicrous mission. She heard about this place having really bad missions. Now she sees that she's in one.
Okay.
Yes. Wow.
Beardfish is
You
gonna
guys tell me when
crouch.
it's
Beardfish is gonna crouch
You guys-
down to eye level and be like, "We're not monsters. We're helpers."
Thank you, kind fish man.
Zarlog would just like to point out that he does have a 15 charisma.
Oh, I know. This guy's a racist. He's a dumb dwarf. He's not.
Oh,
even
he's a
smart.
racist!
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
it's
a-
all good then.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Precise. He's terrified because you're not dwarves. He doesn't seem to be terrified of. Well, I'm sorry. He doesn't seem to be weirded out by Beardfish at all for some reason. But yeah, he's given like you, Vache, and you, Zarlog, like weird looks. Like, oh geez. But he also seems a little distracted that his beard is gone. And by a little distracted, I mean terrified. Right now, he's groveling at your feet, Zarlog, begging for you to give the.
All right, you poor man. I will
Thank
give you this
you.
beard back. But first, we need more information.
I I don't even know where to look. I know across the street they were hit last night, and they said they saw something. Maybe
All right.
they could help.
Jade is already heading across the street. She's already gone. She's gone across the street already.
Zarlog takes a bottle off the back and tosses him the beard as he walks out.
Sure. Okay. So Zarlog got a nice bottle. Vache, what have you been doing throughout this whole thing? Have you just been kind of watching and observing for now?
Pretty much.
Okay.
The fact that he seems terrified or unsure of me, I don't want to make the situation worse, unlike somebody.
Okay, cool. So, Jade, you're the first one across the street. What did you? Are you sneaking into this house? It seems the door is all boarded up.
I picked the lock.
Okay, yeah, you pick the lock, you open the door. Behind it, you can see a bunch of like crossed over boards, like nailed up against where the door would have opened. Would have been super helpful if the door opened in, but it opens out. So you can just kind of kick those boards out and go in if you want.
I'm kicking in.
Okay.
The action free. There's beauty to be seen.
All right, so the rest of you come over just in time to see Jade kicking in the last board and going into this house. Inside, you guys can probably hear like a muffled like crying, coming from maybe like the second story. And this is a staircase going up. Jade, interesting to you, there's tons and tons of nice stuff to steal in here. You look around, there's a large like dining room table, or not a dining room table, like a coffee table, and it has all this silver filigree. You can see that there are some paintings, but the actual frames of the paintings seem to be plated in silver. There's just silver everywhere. Like the fireplace pokers are plated with silver. Everything is silvery, like everything. There's way too much silver. Do you just start swiping stuff? Or?
No, I can't carry around big stuff. I mean, after all, I don't want to be caught.
Okay.
Hey,
The rest
there's
of
a
you,
whole
what do you-
bunch of this shiny stuff at the place where I first got my beard. I miss my beard.
You could always get it back after he grows his own.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Ew. Come out.
As you say that, Jade, you can hear from upstairs, "Go away!" And more sobbing.
It's okay, we already know you don't have beards. Nobody does.
It's not me. It's my poor baby.
It's
Vache.
okay. Other babies also don't have beards.
Hearing
You know
this,
more
Zarlog
crime.
would definitely start heading up just out of curiosity.
Okay.
Same with Vache.
Yeah, so Zarlog, Vache, you walk up the stairs, and you walk into
Jade's
the room.
following.
Yeah, Jade and Beardfish following behind. You walk into the room where you hear the voice coming from, and you see a short female dwarf. She has a beard. It's a small beard, but she actually does have one. And she is cradling in her arms what looks like a small baby, but it's hard to tell because it's wearing a burlap sack on its head.
Potato baby. That was out of character, sorry.
And yeah, she's cradling it and just kind of sobbing and kind of like, like doing the motherly stuff, like petting it, stroking it, or whatever. And you hear inside this small little like baby sounds.
Man, we know the tragedy that has happened here, but
It's terrible.
no,
They
there's
took his beard. He's not even a year old yet. My poor baby.
I don't think
Isn't
having a
that
bag over a baby's
sad?
head is gonna help.
Well, she keeps the bag on the baby's head. What do you want? Please leave us alone.
all we want is to help.
In a manner of speaking,
Can you tell us exactly what you saw so we can dodge?
Yeah, there was another dwarf. He came through last night. I only saw him leave. He had large leather boots. He went out the window. I don't know. I only just caught him as he was leaving, and I was so distraught. The sight of my poor beardless baby.
Your beard is gone too.
No, actually, her beard's okay. She's got a little bit of a beard going on. Not like a long beard, but it's a solid like 4 inches of beard.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's all good.
Zarlog would like to go to the window that you pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
Jade's following.
Are you like looking around?
Yeah, kind of just like surveying, trying to
Oscar,
figure
you want me,
out.
like, I guess an investigation check, maybe like a perception roll, whichever you'd prefer. They're both fine for this.
Perception, because my investigation is -1.
You're better at that one. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So you're looking around, and Jade, are you also looking around?
Yeah.
Okay, looks like you are. Generally speaking, the way that's going to work is it's actually one person would roll, and we'd take the higher of the two, because it'd be you helping Zarlog look around. So I guess we're going to go with that. So the 16, as you're looking around, you two are peeking around by the window. You're maybe Zarlog, you crack open the window and hold it open, and Jade's looking around. And you find a couple things. You find some dirt, like some loose dirt clods, but mixed among that, you find like a strange, kind of spongy, whitish pink material. It's squishy. It's a little moist, and it's maybe like a 1 inch. Like it fits within like a 1 inch cube. It's not cubular. It's like a chunk of something. But yeah, it definitely doesn't fit in. You pick it up.
I would poke it with my dagger before I would pick it up.
Yeah, it's just kind of spongy. Your dagger cuts, but it like squishes in a little bit before it cuts.
Then if it doesn't seem like it's much.
What was that, Jade?
Know what this stuff is?
Do you?
Nope.
You could roll a nature check if you wanted.
Oh yay!
But on sight, you don't really know what it is.
Would anyone else like to examine it?
Beardfish is gonna lick it.
Oh,
Oh,
Beardfish!
my-
Yeah, you don't even have to roll. You lick it. It's all sugar. It tastes like cake.
Tastes like good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Beardfish takes a bite.
All right, you eat it. It's a fairly small chunk of cake, but now it's gone.
It was good. Oh no, wait, can I share some with the Dragonborn? With Vache?
Sure. You take a tiny bite of this little piece of cake.
I pull some back out of my mouth and hand it to Vache.
I will accept your friendship offering and takes it.
Boy.
Zarlog just looks off, kind of glum. I wish I had friends like that.
I could try cough it. There's a little bit still in my throat.
You cough up just a little bit of cake. It's gross. But do you eat it anyway, Zarlog?
Zarlog will pretend to eat it.
It's like put it down the shirt just to get out of the way, and
A for effort. Friendship.
I would like to roll a performance.
yeah, absolutely. Oh my god, perfect. Yeah, he ate that cake. Man, he must have loved that. He ate that so quick you didn't even notice.
It was so delicious, not only because it was delicious cake, but because it held in it true friendship.
I have more friends now, yes.
And Zarlog, in fact, your performance is so riveting pretending to eat this cake that the dwarf mother looks over towards you. That was the most incredible eating of anything I've ever seen. What was it? What are you eating?
You
My
dwarves,
baby!
you dwarves must be really into vor. It was simply cake. Is there a baker around here?
Oh, yes. He just moved into town. I went to visit him just earlier yesterday. I was getting a birthday cake for my poor baby's upcoming birthday.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, they're new in town. They make the greatest cakes, or so I've heard. I didn't really get a chance to eat any of it.
It was
Well,
good.
I can tell you it was delicious.
Yeah, it was real good.
Well, I believe we can... go ahead, Jade.
I'm starting to get suspicious.
I'm definitely...
I don't know, but I wouldn't have eaten that. Just a hunch.
There's a little bit more downstairs if you think it'll help. We only gave the baby a slice of the cake. Cake is good for a healthy growing child. And she kind of leads you downstairs, and you see this beautiful little, perfectly cylindrical pink and white cake. And it's in like a little glass, cake holding thing. So, would you like some?
I've had my fill, but I would like to know where he is.
The baker? Oh, he's right down the street. If you just take the third left, and then she gives you like a bunch of instructions. Yes, it's a wonderful new bakery. It took over. There used to be an old brewer there.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's go get more cake.
Oh, but lady, don't be ashamed of your baby, because it's the only baby you got. So what you can do,
I can always make a new one. She just kind of
pretend
shrugs.
it's a brand new baby that just doesn't have a beard yet. It's fine.
Dwarf babies are born with beards.
Oh, that's cool.
I would just like a clarification that she did just say, I will just make a new one.
I mean, Jeremy said that, so I guess she did.
Okay, great.
Did any of you eat any of the cake that she offered you, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Beard, how much of the cake did you eat? Just like a slice, or
Yeah, sure. Save some for that baby.
can you roll me a Constitution saving throw? Okay. So as y'all are heading outside and you're walking down the street, Beardfish, you're just kind of licking a little bit of frosting off your fingers, like, oh, it's delicious cake. And suddenly you feel this like awful scratchy thing in your throat, and you start to like cough, and like it's bad. Like you fall over onto all fours, and you're like, you can't get out of your mouth, and then you cough up a hairball.
I knew it.
I was hoping that it wasn't going to get to this.
I think I swallowed a fishing net. What is this?
You go to poke it, it's squishy ball of hair.
But it was so good.
It was very good.
Oh yeah, it's good until it has to come back out.
See,
Take it from a kitty. He knows a lot about hairballs.
You can make a mini beard out of that.
That's a good idea. Beardfish immediately tries to affix this gross hairball to their face.
I would just like to say that as this happens, Zarlog would take the bottle that he took earlier and maybe take a couple healthy swigs.
You've already taken a couple of healthy swigs. Beardfish, are you proficient in the disguise kit?
Before he does it, he does. Before he does it, he will shout.
Okay, Jade first, and then we'll go to Zarlog.
Jade also asks for some of the drink out of that bottle, please.
Zarlog happily offers, bitterly saying, "To friendship."
Oh, brutal.
You're Beardfish's friend now. You ate the cake. It's too late to turn around.
Beardfish, you stick the gooey, like, there's still a little bit of cake in it, beard to your face, and it kind of sticks there. Who knows how long that'll last.
Long enough.
All right, well. Now, with your discovery, you make your way down the road. And as you turn the corner, you finally see the first dwarf you've seen outside. You see a dwarf standing at a stall. There's a bunch of cakes on that stall of different colors. It's right in front of a large stone building, which has a big sign on it, and the sign's been crossed out with a red X. And above it, there's a new sign kind of written in white paint. The old sign was like Bob's Brewery or something. But this says Shavey's Cakes.
I would just like to ask one question.
Sure.
Did Bob the brewer have a wife named Linda?
Who knows? Who knows? It's a mystery. But yeah, you see a dwarf standing out there at his stall, and he just kind of waves at you as you turn the corner around the street. You're maybe 100 feet away. What do y'all do?
Ahoy!
Yeah, pretty much just Zarlog would like to stroll up, just be like, oh my god, I feel like I'm real life drunk because of just all the horror we've seen.
So Zarlog just kind of strolls up, just kind of doing his thing. Beardfish calls out, and the dwarf kind of goes, "Oh, hi. I'm Shavey. This is my bakery. Would you like anything?"
Did you make the cake that put the beard on my face?
I'm sneaking in while they're keeping him distracted.
See, Jade, you're going to sneak in. You get up to the door, and the door is certainly locked. It's only actually, it probably isn't locked. Yeah, you open the door, and you sneak in. Can you roll me a stealth check just to make sure he doesn't notice? You can have advantage because they're distracting you. So yeah, you sneak right in, and looking around, you see the inside of like a small tavern. It's totally empty. There's no one here. There's like dust collecting. Suspiciously empty. It doesn't look like the inside of a bakery. Meanwhile, outside, it's like, oh, I didn't put any beard on your face. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm simply a baker. I sell cakes.
Did you make the cake that the lady with the baby had?
I make a lot of cakes, and a lot of women with babies buy my cakes, I guess.
Okay, because it made me cough up a hairbell, and I'm a fish, so that's not normal.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe you need to get yourself checked out. Maybe you're not a fish.
Oh.
He kind of like looks toward you, Zarlog and Vache, like nodding, like maybe.
That maybe that's time for another discussion.
Beardfish just kind of steps away and puts their hands on their head, deep in thought.
This what? I'm sorry.
Zarlog attempts to. This entire situation is too ridiculous.
Do not listen to him. You're a magnificent fish.
Thank you, dragon friend.
So you've recently come to this area, I understand.
Oh yeah, I came in maybe, I don't know, a few weeks ago. I've just been selling my cakes. I bought out this old dilapidated brewery. I've been using it to do my little baking in there.
Question.
It's an honest dwarf making his way. Definitely a real dwarf.
Last time somebody was definitely a real dwarf, they were definitely not a real dwarf, and that's how I found my beard the first time. The other beard.
Meanwhile, Jade, you snuck in. You're looking around. It just seems to be an empty, kind of dilapidated drinking area, like a tavern area. What do you do? as you just immediately see that. Jade?
Can I do a perception check to see if I see anything interesting?
Sure, yeah. Can you give me another perception roll? 9. Yeah, you look around and you do not see anything particularly interesting. However, your thief sense immediately draws you to like an old style cash register, basically. And you also see some fine liquor bottles in the back that are just super dusty.
Liquor, cash. Liquor, cash.
Run over to the cash register. Okay.
Running over to the cash register.
It is also locked. Do you try and pick it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Can you give me a thieves tool? Oh yeah, you take out your thieves tools. You start fiddling with all sorts of different things. It looks like I might be dropping frames right now. I don't know why that's happening. Sorry, stream. But yeah, you start fiddling with the lock. You unclick it, and you pull open the cash register. Except there's no cash inside. What you see though is a little lever. What do you do?
Push the lever. The lever.
You pull it?
Yep.
Okay. So outside, Zarlog, you, Vache, and Beardfish are making small talk with this dwarf. When all of a sudden there's a loud like grinding sound, and you can see the entire building in front of you shakes. And Jade, you also hear that and feel that shaking. And Jade, you see inside that building, inside the building you're in, against one of the walls, a secret door opens up.
I take it that building is not supposed to do that.
The dwarf kind of looks between you. I need to go and figure that out. I'll be right back. Help yourself to some cake, he says, backing away and rushing back inside.
Don't you want some help with that? Because I don't smell
all good. All good.
Would it be possible for Zarlog to pick up and throw a cake at him?
Absolutely. Go ahead. That would be an improvised ranged attack roll. All you need to do is just hit your strength or dexterity button. You can choose. That's probably strength. Hit your strength button on your character. Yeah, you throw the cake, and unfortunately, it splatters in the ground nearby. Whole bunches of mushy, cakey hair splattered everywhere.
There is hair in the cake. I knew it. I was right.
Jade, what do? You are inside, and the dwarf is about to rush, and you can hear him. What do?
I'm going in the door.
You bolt for the secret passage?
Yep.
All right, yeah, you bolt into the secret passage. Are the rest of you chasing after the dwarf?
Yes.
Okay. With a handful of cake, yes. Being shoved in Beardfish's face, yes. Stuffing face.
Still eating the cake. Awesome. Beautiful.
Zarlog might take another swig. Zarlog is definitely taking another swig.
Yeah, certainly. Jade, you rush through the secret passage. There's a set of stairs that go down. You rush down, and it opens into very quickly into a large room full of massive vats. These vats were clearly once used as part of the brewery. However, now they are filled with white and pink bubbling cake batter, and they kind of spin around. Above that, maybe 5 feet off the top of these vats, is an iron gantry that runs across like a walkway that runs across the side, and you can see that there's a tunnel from the other side of the room digging out into the stone of the earth below. Seems to be maybe an escape route or something. And as you get down there, the dwarf also bolts through that passage. The rest of your party close behind him. And at this point, well, I guess, Jade, do you rush across the gantry, or do you wait down there for the dwarf?
I'm rushing across. I don't want to see me.
Okay, cool. So can you roll me a stealth check, and then we're going to have everyone roll for initiative as the dwarf is attempting to flee down his escape hole. So to roll initiative, all you do is you open up your character sheet, and you hit the initiative button. Roll for Shavey. Oh, Shavey didn't roll good. And cool. Alrighty. So, first, wow, you guys did really well. Holy moly. First, we have Beardfish. Beardfish, as you enter into the building with all of your friends, you can see across the dwarf going through a secret passage that is opened up in the side of the building. What do you do?
I run after him. I don't trust him anymore.
Yeah, he's about 60, he's only about 30 feet away. You just run up to him?
Yep, my speed is 40, so I can easily do that.
Cool. Yeah, you get up to him. What do you do as you get up to him?
I'm very angry that he lied about his cake not having hairballs in it. So I'm gonna punch him.
Cool. Give me your punch then. Alrighty, an 11 looks like that'll unfortunately miss. As you go to punch out at him, your fist hits, but you hear it clank against the metal as it actually seems to pass through him a little bit. Like maybe he's not all there. And as your hand passes through him, you immediately can see through his illusion. He is not a dwarf, but in fact a gray-skinned, white-haired dwarf wearing chainmail, or not chainmail, but scaled mail beneath. As your fist clanks off against that with your first attack.
Can I make a second strike?
Absolutely, go ahead. Your second punch, now that you can see through his illusion, makes perfect contact. You hit him, go ahead and give me your damage. Alrighty. 3 points of bludgeoning damage. You bonk him.
As I hit him, I say, "That's not good cake." Well, it's good cake, but you're not good for making that cake.
He calls out angrily, and actually I'm going to roll a con save for him. All right. So his illusion remains up. The rest of you, I guess we jump to Vache. Vache, you just watched your friend Beardfish run up and punch this dwarf as he's running away from you. What do you do?
I go after him.
Awesome. You rush after him. You're able to get right up to him. Would you like to do anything else?
I'm gonna punch him as well.
Awesome. All right, yeah, you're a fighter. Cool. Go ahead and give me. So are you punching him or are you using one of your weapons?
I'm gonna punch him because I don't want to kill him because we want answers.
Awesome. So go ahead and just hit the strength button on your character sheet. Alrighty. So yeah, as you go to punch him, you hit him. Easy with that. Go ahead and what's your strength modifier? It's +3, I think.
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna do with a punch. It's 1 plus your strength modifier damage. So you hit him for 4 points of damage. You bonk, punch him right in the back. God, stop punching me! He yells out grumpily. And I think, is that the end of your turn, Vache?
Yep.
Okay, cool. We move now to Jade. Jade, you're still down there. You're well hidden behind some old machinery or behind one of the vats. Would you like to do anything in particular? You can hear this fighting going on back the way you came. Looks like the dwarf is going to be bolting down in just a second.
No, I'm gonna wait.
Okay, cool. You're just kind of readying your action to attack.
Yep.
Cool. And we go to Zarlog. Looks like Vache and Beardfish are having a punching battle with this dwarf. What would you like?
I would like to cast Vicious Mockery.
Oh, Snake! What is your mockery?
This is... Your cake isn't even that good.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna give him disadvantage for that one. That hits close to home. And he got a 12. Oh, so that happens if you try and roll from the spells page. Hit the Vicious Mockery that's on the core page of your character sheet under attacks. Yep. So now you hit the word Vicious Mockery and that'll roll the damage. Cool. So 3 points of psychic damage is my cake! My cake is all that I have! I won't let you take this from me!
You don't even use buttercream frosting.
No! I love buttercream! He yells angrily, and he turns toward you. Actually, he looks toward you, Beardfish and Vache, who are right next to him, and he's going to take the disengage action. He grabs into his cloak and throws some cake mix at you, which blinds you for a second, and he runs away. He bolts down the stairs and starts to run across the iron gantry, provoking, not provoking any opportunity attacks, but Jade, you're ready to action. What would you like to do as he runs into the room with you?
Can I stick my foot out and make him trip?
Oh, jeez. Sure. Are you just trying to make him trip on the ground, or are you trying to, like, shove him into one of the vats of boiling cake mix?
I'm not that mean.
Okay, you're just trying to trip him.
I'm not a certain elf.
Okay, cool. All right, so in this case, can you roll me a strength athletics check? You can roll with advantage because he does not see you coming. And then I'm gonna roll for his. So he got a 4. You need to beat a 4. Yeah, so do you stick out your foot, or do you trip him with your tail, or how does this work?
I like my tail. Let's stick out my foot.
So you're just standing by the door and you stick out your foot right as he's like running down, and he just flat on his face right on the ground. He seems a little dazed. He's just lying on the ground in front of you, kind of confused, right at the bottom of the stairs.
I'm sitting on top of him. Starting to lick my hand like a cat. Waiting for the rest of my party.
Beardfish, it's your turn.
Very upset about having cake thrown in their face, and it wasn't even like cooked and delicious. Beardfish goes after him again to punch him. No, kick him. I'm gonna kick him this time.
All right, cool. So you run down the stairs. You see Jade just kind of sitting on him. You see this iron gantry over these boiling hot vats of cake mix. And you run over and you kick him.
Yeah.
Awesome. Go ahead. Give me an attack. Yep, you're going to hit with that. No problem. You have advantage on all of your attacks because he's prone. Thanks to Jade's trip attack. All right, 5 damage. He's looking pretty bad. He looks a little dizzy. He's gotten punched and kicked a bunch. Would you like to do anything else?
I'm gonna hit him again.
Awesome, your flurry of blows. Awesome. Yep, you hit him with that too. Kick him again. A couple of his teeth you hear them they kind of make this awful sound like, oh, those are loose or maybe gone, you're not sure. He's definitely not feeling very good lying there. Vache, it's your turn. You hear Beardfish yelling about cake down the stairs in front of you.
I go to investigate to see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, you rush down, you see your cat friend sitting on top of him. He's on the ground, looking beat up, and Beardfish is just kicking him repeatedly in the face.
That's what you get for giving a shitty cake.
Basically think of an overly large cat. Whenever you fall, that decides to sit on top of you. Like, hey, it's a new bed. I get to stay on top of you because you fell.
Alrighty, so Vache, you seem like you're totally down with this. Do you just keep kicking him?
I think Beardfish is doing a marvelous job.
You're just gonna hang out?
I'm gonna ask him what what's he doing with all this cake? Like, I want answers. Why is he making such lousy cake?
He's kind of losing it a little bit. And he doesn't really say anything quite at the moment. But
you might want to stop your.
Huh? What was that, Jade?
You might want to stop Beardfish from taking on. Just saying.
Yeah. You ask him that question, Vache, like, why are you making all this cake? Like, why are you doing this? And he says something, but he doesn't answer your question. Instead, he says, help. And then he falls unconscious. And as that happens, you see the bubbling and the boiling cake mix begin to come alive. And 2 cake elementals emerge and converge upon you all. They're going to go right now.
Jeremy, I would just like to clarify, you did just say cake elementals.
Cake element. They're actually cake weirds, specifically. And yeah, these cake weirds are going to attack probably Beardfish and Jade, because they're the ones that are attacking their friend. So this is against Jade. As you get enveloped with cake, and it begins to drag you away toward the side of the gantry. And this is against Beardfish. Beardfish, it's only an 8 against you, so I guess, I don't know, you eat some of the cake elemental, and it's unable to grab you. Jade, it's now your turn. You are enveloped in cake. It burns. That should actually be 7 points of fire damage, not bludgeoning. What would you like to do? You're grappled by cake.
I take out my short sword and I try and cut it.
Sure. Go ahead and make a melee or a weapon attack against the cake. Blah, 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 blah. I'm stumbling over my words. Yep, you'll absolutely hit with that. Go ahead and give me your damage. And you would have sneak attack because Vache is nearby. So you can go ahead and give me that as well. And then we can move to Zarlog.
So could I just get a quick layout of where everyone is?
Sure. What you see here is you come down the stairs. You can see a large open room. There are some boiling vats of cake mix, like big vats. And you can see there's hair in those vats. And yeah, you see these 2 cake elementals attacking your friends. One of them is enveloped around Jade and seems to be dragging Jade to the side of the gantry to pull them into one of the boiling vats, but has not been able to do so yet. Vache is standing nearby, and Vache, I imagine you look kind of bewildered at this situation, or?
Yeah, very confused.
Just like, what the hell's going on?
Pretty much.
Yep, okay.
I've seen some weird things in my travels, but this takes the cake. Literally.
Hey!
God damn it, you got to it before I could.
You got the joke and not Beardfish. Good job.
I was gonna use it after I made my attack.
Well, Zarlog, what do you do? Or I guess, yeah, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Zarlog rushes over to Vache.
Okay.
And he would like to attack the cake element, or what is it? Cake elemental or cake weird?
It's a cake
surrounding
weird,
her.
but it's fine. Actually, Vache is not in covered. Jade Twilight, your Tabaxi friend.
Wait, Jade is? Who?
Yep, Jade is covered in cake. Vache is fine. I might have misspoken. That might have been my mistake.
Then I go over to Jade and try to attack the cake weird on.
Alrighty, you rush over and swing your sword. Go ahead and give me your attack. Yep, you'll absolutely hit. Oh, you stab with your sword. My apologies. So go ahead and hit the rapier button in the chat for the damage. 3 points. Shing, stab forward into the cake. And it kind of disperses a little bit, but doesn't seem to be too bothered. And is that the end of your turn, or would you like to do something with a bonus action?
I believe I'm good.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. we are gonna jump then to Shavey. Shavey's unconscious, unfortunately. Yeah, the dwarf that you've been bludgeoning, or the Durgar is what he really is. He is now unconscious on the ground. It seems you knocked him out with your kicks, Beardfish. And speaking of Beardfish, it's your turn. There's a cake elemental trying to get at you, Beardfish, and there's one currently enveloping Jade Twilight. What would you like to do?
I am going to spring across over to the one that's on Jade, and I am going to bite it as my unarmed strike.
I figured. Awesome. Go ahead. Alrighty, yeah, you'll definitely hit with a 20. No problem. Yep, 6 points of chomping damage. You chomp into this, into the cake weird.
And they
recoils.
sharp
That
teeth.
actually, like, really hurts it. You weren't expecting it, but yeah, that actually really hurt it quite a bit.
Guys, I work well. You eat it. And making a second strike.
Absolutely, that'll connect. You just gulp down more cake, and the weird begins to freak out and like convulse. There's not much left of it around Jade Twilight. It seems very easy to consume. We move to you, Vache. What would you like to do as you see your Triton friend eating the cake monster? Jesus, I just said those words.
I see this, and I go to assist in eating this cake monster.
Excellent.
Friendship cake.
So all you got to do is you roll that strength button again. That'll represent your unarmed attack. Oh yeah, no problem. And yeah, you chomp down. You take a huge bite out of this cake monster, and actually, that would be you do your strength modifier is +3, right? So that puts you at 4 damage.
Yes.
I think yeah, you actually finish it off with that. You chomp down and just kind of eat the last bit of this cake monster, and in but a moment, it is no more. The last bits of cake splash down onto the gantry around Jade Twilight. However, one cake weird remains. And the cake weird is going to go. Continuing its crusade against the... Actually, you're terrifying, Beardfish. You're absolutely terrifying. Yeah, it's going to go against Zarlog. Zarlog, the cake weird, comes over to you and reaches out with its cakey body. And it tries to constrict you. Oh my goodness! Zarlog, the cake overwhelms and burns you as it splashes over you, doing 11 points of damage. Are you still conscious after that?
Yes, this is the first time I've been hit.
Damn, you got a lot of health for level 1 character.
I am a half-orc.
Oh, yeah. Right. So he splashes onto you and begins to drag you over toward the side of the gantry. Seems like if you aren't able to get away from it this turn, or if it dies, it'll drag you into the boiling, bubbling cake below. We are now to Jade. What would you like to do, Jade? You're covered in gooey remaining cake, but there's no longer a creature on you.
Hey, that's not happy. Hey, that's nice. What's that? Wow. Jade is not putting that filthy mess in her mouth, but she has claws. Maybe those would do better than a sword.
You rush over and begin to claw at it. Alrighty. A 10 actually is gonna miss. It's a little too flexible. So Jade, as you swing out, it wigs back, and unfortunately you do go wide with that one. Oh, actually, that's not adding your proficiency to its attack roll. No, it is. What's your dexterity bonus, Jade?
Hold on.
I feel like that should be higher than a +2.
5.
Oh, so yeah, no, you're definitely, you should be adding your dexterity to that, so that's gonna hit.
Well, sure.
That's all good. Don't worry about it now. Just give me, go ahead and roll me the damage on it.
Hello.
As you claw at it and begin to rip it apart as cats are wont to do. And that should actually also end that. So cool. You shing slash into the cake. It's effective, but not quite as effective as the eating seems to be. But you also don't have to eat this gross cake. So, I mean, it's delicious cake. It is what it is. Alrighty. We move on to... Oh, and actually, can you roll me your sneak attack, Jade? Because you do have an ally nearby. Awesome. And now we move on to Zarlog. The cake monster has enveloped you. What would you like to do?
So the cake has completely enveloped me, correct?
Yes, it is. You're considered grappled, not restrained. So, like, you can still breathe for now. It's just, like, wrapped around you and is dragging you toward the edge.
Would I be able to cast a spell?
Absolutely. What would you like to cast?
Thunder Wave.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Can you roll me your Thunder Wave? And I will roll the saving throw for him, because I believe he has to make a Constitution save. Ah. All right, so he rolled real good on his con save, but that's okay. He's still going to do half damage on the Thunder Wave. So you go ahead and hit the word Thunder Wave in the chat, and that'll roll your damage. Alrighty, 7 points of thunder. So there's a resounding blast of thunder. Little bits of cake fly everywhere. The cake elemental seems to still be mostly okay. It's not quite as effective as you were hoping it would be, Zarlog, but it definitely hurt it. And now anyone who wasn't covered in cake is covered in cake. So that's Vache and Beardfish are totally covered in cake.
My goal was half accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Get everyone covered in cake. Free yourself. Whatever. Anywho, Beardfish.
Get some cake and hair out of my eye.
Yeah, oh, there's no hair in the cake elementals, actually. Weirdly enough.
They are pure.
They are.
If I had known that, I would have eaten them this entire time.
Well, yeah, you didn't know that until it was surrounding you.
What's a little hair in your food? Come on.
All right, Beardfish, what would you like to do?
Just so I know, is the new makeshift beard still affixed to the face, or has it been lost in all of this mess?
Oh, we're gonna roll a d20, and on a roll of 10 or higher, you still have it. Oh no, it's been lost.
I love how that's your main concern in this battle.
It's a very good concern. It's part of Beardfish's identity.
Until they collect more names.
Yeah, until they collect more names. Right now they are beardless fish. And also questioning whether they're actually a fish, so beardless may be fish. So, Beardfish is just seeing that is he still encased in the cake?
Yes, Zarlog's still encased in the cake.
All right.
And the cake elemental seems to be looking to get him.
So Beardfish is basically going to dive forward into the mess of cake and try to pull him out.
Oh, cool. All you have to do is roll a strength athletics check to do so.
Eesh.
Alrighty, that'll do it. Yeah, you dive into the cake and you grab your friend and pull him free. Zarlog, you feel the comforting scaly fins of Beardfish. Maybe not comfortably, maybe a little weird, but they save you from the cake and pull you free. And you are no longer grappled and enthralled in cake. Alrighty, good job, Beardfish. Vache, it is now your move. You're the last one to go before the cake. What would you like to do?
There's always room for cake, so I'm gonna go eat it.
Awesome. You rush over and chomp down again. Go ahead and give me another strength roll. Assuming you're continuing to chomp. Wow, you're on fire tonight.
All them dragon teeth.
Yeah, you rush over, open up your dragon mouth, and chomp down to the cake for another total of 8 points after the vulnerability. So yeah, you chomp down. This cake is not looking so good either. It's actually looking pretty bad. And you see the cake, in a moment of desperation, is going to attempt to, since you're right there next to him by the edge, Vache, it's going to attempt to grapple and pull you into the vat of cake. Which it will do so. As it constricts around you, you take 8 points of damage. Are you still conscious after that?
Yes.
Okay, so you are enswathed in cake, and the cake pulls you off the side. You splash into the boiling hot vat of cake below, which doesn't do anything to you yet, but you can feel it scalding and burning at you now that you are in it. We move on to Jade Twilight. What would you like to do, Jade?
Is there a perception check? Is there a lever or anything that can pour the batter out?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and roll. Give me a perception roll. You look around, and like there must be, right? There is always an emergency kind of ditch valve or something, but you don't see one, unfortunately. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You can't really see the cake elemental very well in the vat of cake.
Can I try and get her out
You're gonna try and help Vache out?
of the batter?
Okay, yeah. You can reach down and try. Can you roll me a strength athletics check? You're gonna unfortunately be rolling with disadvantage though, as you're reaching over the side and trying to pull up. It's not a very conducive reach. All right, a 7 unfortunately is not gonna do it. As you reach down and you grab onto Vache's arm, you try and pull up, but the scalding hot cake burns and splashes your arm. And now there's a little hair in the cake mix. Just a little. All right, we go, I think, to Zarlog. Zarlog, what would you like to do? Your friend Vache has been pulled into the cake.
First, Zarlog needs to roll a Constitution because of the way Beardfish bravely pulled him out and everything, and he felt that warm embrace. He's going to try and see if he can resist falling for them.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness. Resisted. Thank goodness. Or is that a failure? Which one is that?
Well, I was shooting for if I
Wait, hold
go...
on. Let me roll charisma.
Yes, this is better. This is better.
Test it.
Damn it.
Oh, no. It
I feel like a
appeared.
couple stray hairs stuck to its face sticking out of the cake. Gives that toothy grin with the shark teeth.
Yeah, and for a moment, Zarlog, it's almost like my hero, but maybe next time.
Zarlog feels that there might be something there.
Yeah, we'll think more about this.
Then realizing the situation, Zarlog dives to the vat and tries to reach for Vance.
Oh, okay. You're not diving into the vat. You're trying to help Vache up.
Yes.
Awesome. Can you also give me a strength athletic check? Unfortunately, you're also going to be rolling with disadvantage. Or you can use your action to help Vache get out on their turn. But they're going to take fire damage from the boiling stuff beforehand, so who knows if they're still going to be conscious.
I think I will take my chances with the strength roll.
Cool. So you're going to want to hit the athletics button. Yeah, unfortunately, with the disadvantage, you're just not able to quite get them. It's a just awful angle. You and Jade are both hanging over. And Beardfish, it is now your turn. As you see all this kind of stuff unfurling, what would you like to do?
I too am going to attempt to fetch my dragon friend.
Okay, so everyone's hanging off the side of the iron gantry, trying to pull Vache to safety, but unable to really get a good grasp. Beardfish, you climb over Jade and Zarlog and reach down. Can you also give me one? Oh no, and also you're not even able to quite reach Vache at this point.
I think Beardfish has realized that perhaps climbing on the shoulders of those two put the cave monster more out of reach than it was before.
Yeah, and it's a crying shame because Vache, it's your turn. At the start of your turn, you're going to take 3 points of fire damage from the boiling hot cake. Are you still conscious?
Nope.
Oh no!
Oh, no!
Vache, like, reach up to try and grab at you, but fall unconscious below. You will imagine they will begin to die of cake burns.
What a way to go.
No longer can see them. Oh, brutal. Jade, what would you like to do? You know there's like a zero... Oh, actually, the cake monster. The cake monster is going to try and splash itself up and grab you, Jade, as you're the closest one to it. It leaps out and makes an attack against you, which it's going to miss. So the cake monster is now visible again, no longer holding Vache, who is submerged within the vat. Now it's your turn, Jade. And I understand we're running a little bit late tonight.
I guess I'm going to take one for the team.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to bite it.
You're gonna bite it. Awesome. So go ahead and just hit the strength button. Oh no! You go to bite down, and unfortunately, you bite Beardfish's hand.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait, I have advantage. Wait, no, I don't.
No.
Well, yeah, I do. My friends are near me, though.
That's not advantage. That's just sneak attack. There's a difference.
Boom.
I know. Unfortunately, you bite onto Beardfish's hand as Beardfish is trying to punch it, and you're trying to bite it. It doesn't do any damage, but it's just awkward.
At biting the fish, I must be delicious.
Oh man, you took some scales.
Zarlog, it's your turn. Vache is submerged beneath the gooey cake below.
Okay, so the vat, is it on a hinge or anything like that? Like, if I try to, would I be able to, if I wanted to, could I push it over?
That'd be really hard, but you could try. Yeah, it does have, like, big pour hinges and stuff. So you're gonna, like, jump down, brace yourself against the gantry, and, like, push your feet against it?
Yeah, I would kind of like to try that.
Yeah, just as a note, if the cake elemental gets a swing at you, it definitely would have advantage, because you'd be super making yourself vulnerable.
I'm well aware.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and give me a strength athletics roll. Yeah, you jump down, you start kicking, and it begins to tilt. You're, like, halfway to tipping it out, but you don't have quite the reach for it. You'd think you'd need someone else to push it the rest of the way, but you've definitely done the hard work in getting it tilting. Alrighty, Zarlog. Alright, Beardfish, it's your turn. You see Zarlog has braced himself against the gantry and is now tipping the vat over. The cake elemental moving to attack. What would you like to do, Beardfish?
I am going to follow suit and also just jump down there and throw all of my spindly little weight against the vat.
Alrighty, can you also give me a strength athletics roll? Alright, and as you leap down and just kind of, you don't even help all that much as you just throw your weight up at the now tipping top of the vat, and it tips the rest of the way and begins to pour out. The Vache splashes down along the floor. The cake goes everywhere, and the cake elemental makes a horrible, like, sound as it rises and then dies. As you have dispersed its cake everywhere. It is no longer able to connect to it. However, Zarlog and Beardfish are both going to need to know dexterity saving throws, as you're kind of stumbling and falling as the thing you're holding against is falling away. But you both land like badasses on the ground without any problem, apparently. 3-point landing, no issue.
I would like to say that Zarlog, with a flourish as he lands, would also pull out his viol and, like, just a quick, yeah, pretty much.
Excellent, fantastic, a flourish.
Beardless maybe fish did a backflip.
Okay, cool. And with that, we would actually move to Vache. Vache, normally I'd have you roll a death saving throw here. However, your allies at this point, with no other enemies to attack you, can just kind of walk over to you and get you and help you. And they're easily able to do that. They walk over, they easily stabilize your injuries, and you find yourselves in this now, well, seemingly empty room with an unconscious Vache. You look around. There's definitely cake mixed in with everything that you have. You get to the dwarf, the Duragar above, and I assume you bring him in to the local authorities or whatnot?
I would want to ask him personal questions first.
Okay, like what kind of stuff would you ask him?
Why, mainly?
Oh, well, okay, yeah. You interrogate the guy. You find out a few little doodads here and there, and the dwarves actually of the city of Ag are able to kind of clue you in. He's a Duragar, and Duragar, generally speaking, hate the dwarves. This is clearly part of some sort of elaborate scheme of theirs to destabilize the dwarves and the dwarves of Ag.
Now, does he have a beard?
Yes, the Duragar does have a beard.
Zarlog would like to cut it off.
Yeah, exactly right.
I was just going to suggest that.
Save it so Beardfish can have a replacement.
That's what I was going to do.
The next day, at the end of the Dwarven City, there is a great festival. Large floats of basically just beards are marched down the street in parades. The dwarves all kind of cheer. You are greeted as heroes and cheered for. And Zarlog, you are the one given the honor to cut the beard off of this Duragar as part of the ceremony. You are all awarded with brilliant silver medals of friendship, I guess. I don't know. The dwarves give you silver medals of some kind. And congratulations, y'all. You have succeeded in our adventure tonight. Good work.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Zarlog gets hammered.
And with that, y'all, thanks for watching. Everyone is here. Thanks for the bits battle that went on in chat. Nice. Thanks, everybody, for your kind donations. Really appreciate that all. And with that, we'll be right back with the next episode of DnDTime. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Or, I mean, if you really have to, you can go to the bathroom or something. But we'll be right back.